So welcome to the first mukbang of 2018. So this is my convenience store dinner today. I got this hot risotto. It's called a risotto fu sarada, onion consomme. And I'm really obsessed with American like corn dogs. In Japan, they call it American dogs. So yeah. Came up with a little cheese sauce. By the way, this is homemade kimchi that my dad made yesterday. And yeah, the day before yesterday actually. Okay. Bon appetit. I hope it's still hot. Let's try it without the cheese sauce first. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. So welcome back to this place. I'm at work and for some reason I thought it's a good idea to stream me eating food while I answer your questions.
Tastes a lot better with
but I guess now that I think about it, is it a good idea? Is it awkward? But anyway, here's me eating a lot of food and answering your questions in the background. So let's see. Let's see how this is gonna work. So the number one question that I got the most, this is from Instagram. A lot of people asked, why do you work so many small job and hours? Couldn't you get more money for less hours with your degree? Yes, I could get a better official job, but I don't think I could get a better part-time job. So if it's an official job, they'll know that I'm gonna be committed to the company, and yeah, with my degree and stuff, they're gonna accept me. But in terms of like smaller jobs, like part-time jobs and short-term temporarily jobs, I don't think it's necessarily possible. I think one example of this would be, say, teaching English in Japan. I'll admit, like, I have applied for a lot of teaching jobs in Japan, but I got rejected to all of them. And the reason I got rejected is because I'm a native speaker of English, and in Japan, they're not looking for necessarily native speakers. They're looking for people who could teach the students grammar and help them get into good universities, okay? And you have to be good at explaining like grammar and stuff like that. But as a native English speaker, I can't do that. That's one. And two, another reason why they said they rejected me was because my Japanese isn't fluent enough, which is kind of strange. But apparently sometimes there's going to be situations where I have to talk to some students' parents, and if they find out that the teachers that work in their cram school isn't fluent in Japanese, it's gonna be a bad image for the company or something like that. Yeah, so that's also another reason why I got rejected from teaching jobs in Japan. As of the teaching jobs that I did get accepted to, that's the job that I wanted to work in when I came back for a couple months. But when I contacted my boss at the time, the English teaching boss, she told me that she had enough teachers, but if I was interested instead of working at her bar. And yeah, that's why I took the opportunity. I mean, the pay is, I think it's quite good. It's not as good as teaching English, of course, but it's quite good. And yeah, I really get along with the boss, and I have a feeling with this boss, we're going to know each other for a long time, like further into the future too. I feel like I'm gonna be keeping in touch with her, and she has really good connections, and yeah, she treats me really well. Personality wise, we get along so well. So even though if it's like my other part-time jobs pays more than the bar that I'm working in right now, I think it's worth it. It's worth, you know, being respectful and being a loyal, you know, friend, I guess, and helping her. In the morning I work at a drugstore. So the drugstore kind of happened accidentally as well. My friend introduced me to it because I told my friend that I work 6 p.m. until 11 or 2 a.m. sometimes, and yeah, I just sleep in all day and then wake up at night and then drink during the job and stuff like that. And at that time I was really depressed. I was depressed for quite a long time, and surprisingly, after I started working at the drugstore, so my hours at the drugstore starts at 8 a.m. right, and I live like more than an hour away from the drugstore that I work in. So I wake up at 6 a.m. leave home around 6:20. I get there at 8, work there until 3, hour back home, and then I come straight to the izakaya, work 6 to 11, and then go back home. It's usually past 12 when I go back home, sleep, and do it all over again. And after I started getting the day job, one, I stopped drinking at the izakaya because I know that I have to wake up early in the morning the next day, and two, because the job, it keeps you busy at the drugstore. The drugstore I work in is really, really big, and there's a lot of foreigners. So basically the whole day you're doing something. You're either putting back a lot of the products in the shop, or you're helping customers find something. And what this job required is one, I think it's healthy because the whole day I'm standing up and moving around, which is good exercise for me. Two, I'm meeting people all day and I'm helping people every single day. So it's like mentally, like it feels good. Like even if it's something small, if you're good to the customers and you help them out, like you feel better about yourself. And three, because I'm just so busy, it cured my depression, as weird as that sounds. When I'm depressed, I'm not the type of person that bottles it up. So I've been telling everyone around me because I wanted advice and stuff. But then after I started working this many hours, like my depression just like disappeared. I feel a lot better and a lot happier, and I learned how important it is to work. So to answer this question, I work so many small jobs and so many hours. Part of it is because it just happened, and another part is I genuinely love working. Like I love working. The only bad thing about working this many hours during the day is how tired I am at night. But every morning I'm just like, I don't get out in the morning and be like, yeah, I'm gonna conquer my day. But waking up in the morning is hard, but once I'm at work, I'm just like ready to work, and it feels good to be surrounded by people that are all working as well. And I don't know, I just like being in that, you know, environment, and I don't know, feeling good about myself, that I'm useful to the society, Yeah, working is so fun. I love work. Yeah, so the workload is a lot, but I love it. Like it pushes me to, yeah, learn. Oh my god, did my earrings break? So yeah, and I'm really only gonna be working here temporarily. Yeah, I'm saving up to go to Indonesia so I could study again. There's 3 languages that I'm currently interested in learning, and I'm hoping I could do it once I'm in Indonesia and have more time. But anyway, do you have any recommendation of how not to give a damn? I give a damn a lot about what other people think, and actually it's really not important, and we all know that it's not important. Like no one gives a damn about what we think. Everyone's too busy giving a damn about what people think about themselves, so no one actually gives a damn about you. So yeah, but even if you know that, you have to practice it every day. And how I practice it recently, and what's given me happiness recently, is every day on my way to work there's a homeless person, and I decided, okay, every time I pass this person I'm just gonna buy him a meal. And every day I go to work in Osaka, I've been buying him food. If you do small action like that, it really brings your perspective back into what's actually important. Like I'm so thankful for this homeless guy, because every time I give him food, on the outside it may look like I'm doing something good for him, but every time I give him food, like it reminds me that like, wow, I'm in a position to feed someone every day. Wow, I'm in a position where, you know, not really a position, but I have a house, I have a family, I've never had to starve and beg for food, you know. After doing small actions like that every day, it really brings perspective back into your head. Like what other people think about you, it really doesn't matter. You have so much, like you have a computer to watch this in, and even though you know it, and sometimes if you want to like train yourself to always remember to be grateful for everything you have, I think I really realized that it's so important to put action into it, like do some sort of action that will remind you.
My most favorite food at the convenience store. American dog. American dog. American dog. Or in Japan, or in English, it's called a corn dog. So I usually get the one at 7-Eleven, so I'm not sure if the one from Family Mart is gonna taste good, but it comes out with ketchup and mustard. And you squeeze like this. Can you see that? You squeeze it on the corn dog. I really like it because it's like the most perfect combination of savory and sweet.
And that'll remind you that like what other people think, it doesn't really matter. Like my family, of course, because they're family, when we fight and stuff, they say a lot of shit about me and say a lot of bad things about me. Like I'm a YouTuber, in the comment section there's like hate comments all the time. There's a lot of negativity in the world, right? And you could let that affect you, but once you do small actions like that, you really start to realize that it doesn't matter.
The taste is good, but the one from 7-Eleven, it's more like crispier on the outside. Like when you eat the one at 7-Eleven, you could hear it go like whoosh. But this one, it's
what matters is all the simple stuff, you know, like in terms of me, like even like fighting with my family, like even having a family to fight with, or I guess in terms of YouTube, even having a platform with like thousands of followers and people actually like give a damn enough to like comment or like hate comment on me, you know what I mean? Like,
I think I locked the door. Wait, let me check if the door's locked.
Action. Do some kind of action every day to remind yourself not to give a damn. It really works. I have a fear of not finding someone I can trust in my life. What's your take, or am I the only one in my friends? This is really interesting because I think
It is locked, yeah.
well, I think a lot of people have this fear. That's really interesting. Like maybe there's a lot of pressure around you to like, I don't know, maybe to like find love or something like that, but that's not everything. That's not the end all be all, right? In my case, I'm also someone that struggles a lot to find love and stuff. So in a sense, I kind of gave up, and I want kids, but I don't necessarily like, if I can't, well, this might sound a little pessimistic, but I made plans already so that I could have kids in the future without a dad in the picture, you know what I mean? Because I don't think, even if I do get married, it's not necessarily like going to be that like I'm gonna be married to this guy forever, or I might not even get married, which is fine too. Like we're in 2020, like you don't have to get married and have babies in a traditional way these days. Like if you want to find love, like I think you should put yourself out there more. That's the logical thing to say. But yeah, like when I was finding love, I went on Tinder a lot, and I like always went out and met people and stuff like that. And yeah, what usually works is instead of going out to look for your soulmate, because that's gonna freak a lot of people out if you like meet a girl and be like, hey, I'm looking for a soulmate, and act like you're the one. Like no girl's gonna be like, oh yeah, I think you're my soulmate too. Like no one's gonna say that, okay? So go out there, have fun, but go out there looking for a connection, just any connection with someone, not necessarily a relationship, and I think you'll find someone. Another thing I could say is a lot of people have this fear, so it might be interesting to talk about this fear with a lot of people. Yeah, because I think a lot of people could agree with you. I know I at one point had this thought as well. Wow, a lot of people asking about love. What would you recommend for single men in their 30s having trouble talking to women? This is gonna sound really crazy, but My advice? なんだろうな. I think my advice would be to talk to more women. Yeah, just to put yourself out there and talk to more women, as scary as that may sound. And also, yeah, just be honest. Like, even that question itself, what would you recommend for single men in their 30s having trouble talking to women? If you asked any woman that, like, first of all, they're gonna be really like happy that you trust them enough to ask this question, and two, I think this is a topic that a lot of ladies would love to talk about. So if you like were just open and just asked a lady that, like, not in a way to like flirt or anything, but just genuinely because you want advice, I think that would be like such a great topic starter. That's what you have to do. You have to ask this question to a lady that you know, not necessarily to get in a relationship, but also, you know, just to, yeah, learn to get used to talking to ladies, you know what I mean? Are there creepy men that come to the bar and try to flirt with you? No. Well, the thing is, my owner, she's a single mom. She's 40 something, early 40s, and she's a gem, okay? She's so pretty. And the guys that come here, they're like around her age. None of them are usually like around my age, so all their eyes are on the owner, not me. So I'm just like in the background, just like serving drinks and stuff, and then like everyone just wants to flirt with the mom. So yeah, I call her mom, but yeah, with the owner of the bar. So yeah. Why are you working so many hours? So many of you guys are asking this. I love working this many hours, guys. I love it. I genuinely love it. Like, I love working. I'm really a workaholic. Like, I love it so much. And that hasn't changed about me, actually. Like, I've always been a workaholic. Hi, love you, Steph. My question: what positive and negative things did eating disorders give you? The positive things eating disorders gave me is perspective. I remember when I never had to deal with food, I always thought people were kind of dumb. Like, because I didn't have any trouble with food, so every time I saw someone overweight or someone too skinny, I'd think like, wow, how come they can't even control their eating? Like, it didn't make sense to me. And at that time, my sister was a little bit chubby, my older sister, and I just thought she was lazy and like that, like, yeah, it's like so ridiculous. Like, I was like really narrow-minded, but after going through eating disorders myself and still kind of going through with it, it really gave me perspective, and it really made me more humble. Like, when I see someone, I stop judging people, especially when it comes to their weight. Like, there's so many stories behind people's weight and, you know, scars. Like, they may be hiding it all, but everyone has their own stories and struggle. And yeah, it taught me a lot about addiction too. Yeah, so perspective, that's the positive thing, which I'm so grateful for. Negative things the eating disorders gave with you? Well, the negative things it gave me is 10 years of not being happy with my body, and still not necessarily being happy with my body, and torturing myself all the time. That's where we're gonna end the video. Shift is gonna work. I mean, what did I just say? Work is gonna start soon, so thank you guys all for watching this short mini vlog and this Q&A, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye guys! Mwah.